That's cool. Guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us at St George's Park ahead of this international window. Very pleased to be joined with Esme. Kirsty, we'll begin with you at Sky Sports, if that's okay. And just a reminder, this is a live press conference. Cool. 3 or 4?
Okay. Well, first of all, how does it feel to be here, back?
Good. I mean, it's nice seeing all of the branding which says European Champions 2022 and 2025. It's pretty special, and even just then walking through the main entrance and seeing the trophies with the picture of the lift behind it just brings a smile. It's really nice to see everyone and be able to reminisce over fun little moments that we had, mostly away from the pitch is what sticks out, but it's just nice to catch up and be able to enjoy and celebrate what we achieved.
Because you didn't get much chance to celebrate, did you? You were, not long afterwards back on the plane to the US with the season still going on. So I guess a bit more chance for you to reflect back.
Yeah, it was a bit surreal. Like, I flew back the day after the parade, so going from being on a bus in front of 65,000 people down the mall to then just feeding my cat again was like swift come back down to earth. But it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed being back because all the girls in America are so lovely and really celebrated it with me and made me feel special. But yeah, it's nice to be able to come back here because it kind of brings home what happened, because obviously I didn't have much time to let it sink in, so it's been fun.
And I guess now it's all about looking to the future. We know, though, that future will be without Millie Bright. What were your feelings on hearing the fact that she is retiring from international football?
Yeah, I was sad. I love Millie so much. She's such an incredible teammate. I remember when I first came into the squad, she made me feel so welcome, really made an effort to get to know me and help me feel included and settled and a part of it. And she's an amazing player too. I always say she's a rock because she's such a reliable, dependable presence at the back, and we're going to miss her a lot. I feel very, very grateful to have been able to share time in the England squad alongside her, to be able to create memories together and learn from her both on and off the pitch, in the way that she carries herself around the team, the way that she fights for things to be better, and has a lot of passion for everyone in the squad achieving their best. And so I've enjoyed learning from her in that sense. And then on the pitch, she's such an incredible defender, so I feel like I've taken a lot from seeing that up close too. So yeah, we'll miss her a lot, and just want to congratulate her on such an incredible career, really.
And in terms of these games coming up, the first of which against Brazil, how important do you see these games, and how special that this first game is at the Etihad, a chance for you to go back to your old stomping grounds?
Yeah, it's very exciting for me, being a lifelong City fan. It's should be a great occasion. I think it's a special time for us to be able to come back and be in front of our fans again and celebrate what we did over the summer with those who possibly couldn't have got out to Switzerland themselves. So we want to carry on the joyful feeling that the summer created and put in some good performances, hopefully get some good results, and as I say, just keep that happy momentum going.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kirsty, we'll go to Emma at BBC. Thanks.
Hi Esme, nice to see you. You were talking about reflecting on the Euros win. I just wonder if you had time to reflect on your own performances, because I thought you really stood out and performed really well in the tournament.
Thank you. Yeah, a little bit. I think when you're just in the games, you kind of just put one to bed and then go on to the next. So not too much, but I felt really good going back to club off the back of that, feeling confident in my performances and the way I was able to contribute in those latter stages, and feel really proud that I stayed ready through the tournament so that I could make an impact in the quarter-final. So yeah, I was really proud of it, and I feel like it gave me a big boost going back into club, and I've sort of carried that momentum then since.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be a big sort of year and a half gearing up for the Women's World Cup as well. And without Millie obviously being around, Leah's injured for this camp, I suppose it gives someone like yourself a really good opportunity to cement your place in the starting 11 towards 2027.
Yeah, I think I approach every camp the same way and have done ever since I got into the team. It's just a case of performing consistently at your highest level at club, and then once you come into camp, demonstrating that as well, and then everything else is obviously up to Serena. You can only prepare yourself in the best way possible, and I feel in a good place right now, but the rest is out of my control, and I always just come into camp and do the best job that I can in whatever role that I'm given.
What would you say your strengths are, do you think?
I think on the ball I'm someone who can help the team progress up the pitch. I'm athletic to be able to defend against dangerous forwards. I think I read the game well, but most of all I like to think that I'm a good teammate and someone who can help bring the best out of others as well.
Thanks, Esme.
Thanks, Em. Go to Kit at the Times.
Hi Esme, nice to see you. Obviously the last few England camps there's been a very clear focus which would have been about the Euros or preparing for the Euros, whereas now I suppose you're about as far away from a major tournament as you can get. When we're at kind of, I suppose, this stage of a 2-year cycle, is it easy to kind of reset and go again, or is there a little bit of a come down you have to deal with?
I think generally post-tournament there's a little bit of a come down because you've achieved a dream. Certainly I felt that going back to club a little bit was, wow, like it's hard to want to keep going and going again when you've achieved something so much, but then you re-find the hunger to want to win because it's such an infectious feeling. So already now our focus is shifting to the World Cup. Serena said yesterday there's only 10 camps until the World Cup, which actually when you think about it doesn't feel like that many. So we know that we're reviewing our performance at the Euros, picking out areas that we can do better, that we need to do better, because every single tournament the level goes up and we know that other teams aren't standing still, so we can't either, and so we're going to keep pushing ourselves to improve while having that fighting spirit to always keep going until the end and never give up, because as a foundation that's something that is incredibly special and that can take us a long way on its own. So if we can refine other areas of our game, then that stands us in good stead for Brazil, and we're already looking ahead to that.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, how much are you looking ahead to the World Cup, because it does almost feel like it's the one thing left for this team to do. You've won the Euros twice, you won the Finalissima. Is it already then something that's kind of at the forefront of your minds as a squad, 2027?
Yeah, I think the World Cup is the absolute pinnacle. Everyone wants to be able to look back on their career and say that they've won that. So definitely with this squad that we have, everyone's so competitive and has such a desire to win. That's something that we're so used to football being a cycle of you do something, you put it to bed, you move on to the next thing. That's how we live. And so it's only natural now that we look at the next major thing, which is going to be the World Cup in Brazil, and turn our focus to how we can best get there and be prepared to be at our best there to win.
And just, you've talked about like going back to America and going back to playing at NWSL. Since you've been playing in the States, kind of, how do you think your game's improved? How does playing in the NWSL make you a better centre-back?
I think I've been able to challenge myself on a week-to-week basis through playing consistently against lots of different types of forwards. You've got people like Esther who are very intelligent in their movement, like to drop in and link play, and in and around the box she's incredibly clever with the positions that she takes up. And then you've got players like Barbara Banda, who's a powerhouse, and you have to recognise when the opposition are looking to get her the ball and kind of drop off and give her a little bit more space because she's so quick. So I feel like having those tests against different types of forward has allowed me to be challenged in the games and then watch them back, review what I did well, review what I needed to do differently, sort of input that in training, and working really closely with the coaches to work on those specific things that I maybe needed to tweak and then put it into practice the next week. So I think just having that consistency of minutes and real dedication to learning from the challenges I've faced each week has really rounded out my game as a defender. I think I'm a lot better at recognising my positioning, how to use my body, a lot more aggressive as well, because that's the style of play that you need to have in the NWSL. So I'm so glad I made that move, because I've developed in all the areas that I want to, and I've still got lots of work to do, so I'm excited that I can do that there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kit. We'll go across to Susie.
Thank you.
Double mic.
Hey, Esme. How does it feel to have a bunch of friendlies? Because it feels like in the past few years we've not had an opportunity to kind of play a run of friendlies like this and have that time to be a bit more experimental. I imagine you can like take more risks and things and really show what you can do in those kind of games.
Yeah, it's nice, and I think the other part of it that's nice as opposed to it being a Nations League game is being able to play opposition outside of Europe, because the style of play is different. The level of physicality is different just tactically, so I think it's nice to be able to test ourselves against teams that offer a different threat to a lot of European teams. Obviously in advance of the World Cup that's important too, so I think that's really exciting to have a different type of challenge and be tested against different styles.
And then what's the vibe been like when you've come back into camp? Because, I mean, obviously people were mentioned, no Leah, no Millie, various other injuries. You've also got changes to coaching staff as well, and you're no longer here too. Like, what's the vibe? Does it feel different? Like, how much of it feels the same? How much of it feels like a very new chapter?
Yeah, it's a great question actually. I don't know. I feel like everyone's just been in high spirits. It's been a good vibe. I think when you have success over a period of time, it's important to have change to sort of keep it refreshed and keep everyone motivated. And I haven't yet been on pitch, but I was watching out of the window of the gym at the session yesterday, and I really liked the drills that I saw from the new coaches. So I think that's exciting to have a new voice, and I'm interested to see the different perspectives, because I think, as I say, that's absolutely necessary for us to grow and improve moving forward. And obviously we miss the girls who aren't here, but it's exciting for other players to be able to come in and offer something different to the squad too. So it's been a really good vibe so far. Everyone's in high spirits and excited to be back together.
Nice one, thank you.
Thanks, Susie. We'll go to Flo.
Hi, Esme. Wanted to ask about where you think your best position is, because I know especially at Spirit you've played in a couple of different positions across that back line. So where do you think your best position is?
I'd probably say at centre-back. I think mostly at the Spirit I've played there as part of either two centre-backs or as part of a back three, and I feel really comfortable there, but I also appreciate that I'm a versatile player and can fill in different positions in full-back areas too, and I think that's something that over my career has allowed me to get a lot more minutes than I might have otherwise done if I was just rigid in one position. Certainly when I was at City, I played the vast majority of my minutes at full-back, and I think that was really valuable in terms of being exposed to competitive fixtures against world-class wingers, and it's all part of your development. So I think versatility is a huge strength, but as I say, I think my best attributes probably serve me to be most useful at centre-back.
I know everyone's already asked about the players that aren't here, Millie Bright's retirement, obviously Leah Williamson's injury. Have you had a conversation yet with Serena about what your role will be in these specific fixtures coming up?
No, haven't had one yet. Only just got here. I think she's always mindful when I first come into camp that I'm a little bit with jet lag, so she tends to leave me alone for a couple of days until I've recovered.
Thanks.
Thanks. Any final questions? Yeah, sure. We'll just go behind you, Flo. Thank you.
Hi Esme, I was just going to ask how you think working with Serena helps you improve as a player, and how do you think she gets the best out of you?
I think she's someone who cares incredibly about all of us as people as well as players, and I think she's a very clear and direct communicator in terms of what role you're going to have in tournaments, how she sees your place within the team and the areas that she wants you to improve to sort of increase your place in the team. And throughout the time that I've been in the setup, that's been the case. We've always collaborated closely on the things that I want to improve, and I know that she works closely with our club coaches too, so that everyone's kind of aligned and on the same page, so then when you come into camp your areas of focus are the same as those that you hear on a daily basis at clubs. So I think just having that clarity and communication and sort of same direction between player, coaches here, coaches at club, is a huge strength of hers, and just allows you to be able to focus your intentions on specific things that are going to further you as a player and improve your opportunities here.
And just finally from me, now you're back-to-back champions and you're making a habit of winning now. Do you see that as a bit more pressure? Is that more of a target on your back, and how do you deal with that?
I mean, I know that other teams maybe don't like the fact that we've been successful and they want to stop that and obviously have success themselves, but I think for us winning is just an addictive feeling and it makes you want to do it more, and that doesn't feel like a pressure. That's incredibly exciting, and it's something that we know is achievable for this group, and perhaps we've had success particularly this summer without being at our absolute best, and I think that's something that's incredibly exciting because we found a way to win and we found a way to be successful and we believed in ourselves, and as I mentioned before, having that as the foundation is something really powerful, so that if we improve on the areas that we can do, we can definitely place ourselves well to continue to be successful. So sorry other teams, that's our intention.
Great. Final question then.
Hi Esme, I wanted to continue a bit on the versatility point. You spoke about how you see it as a strength, being able to play in different positions, and you feel you've got more minutes because of it. How easy or difficult is it when you're switching positions, especially during a match, maybe if you move from side to side as a fullback or from fullback to centre-back? Is that different when you change during the match as opposed to starting in a different position?
Yeah, I think maybe because you've been used to seeing certain patterns from the opposition that when you're in the game you don't necessarily recognise the trends of a specific player that someone else is facing, for example. But I think generally going into games you always have an awareness of what's required of each role in the team tactically, because we go through it on the pitch, we go through it in meetings, what's required of each position, and so if you have to change in the game it's kind of seamless because you have that clarity on what is required from each role. So I suppose as long as you're prepared and attentive in the build up to the games, then it should be relatively seamless.
Great, thank you.
Thanks. We'll take one more just behind you. Thanks.
Hi Esme. Obviously you experienced lots of success in the summer. How crucial were the fans in that success, and how excited are you to see them again in the homecoming series?
Yeah, incredibly excited. I think some of the most thrilling moments that we had were made so special by the view of the fans just bouncing in the background. Like, one that sticks out to me is when Chloe scored the penalty against, well, the rebound of the penalty against Italy. I didn't have the energy to run up and celebrate with her at that point, so me and Hannah kind of just stood on halfway, like with our arms around each other watching, and the image of the England fans just bouncing behind the goal will never leave me. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, because the noise they brought us and the noise they carried through games for us when we were fighting back and trying to find a way to get an equaliser or a winner drove us on so much, and I feel so grateful that we had that support out there. And so it's really nice to be able to come back and have this homecoming series to be able to show our gratitude and celebrate an amazing summer with the fans. So hopefully we can perform well over the next 4 games and give them some more things to celebrate.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.